Yeah.
Hey man, tell us who you are, tell us why we're here today, and what it means for you to come out.
Absolutely. So my name's Justin Lynch. Drove down from Decatur, Georgia, and I think one of the very first videos that came out was Kwame talking about the whole situation with Matt Barnes, and Stephen Jackson, Stephen A. Smith. When I listen to that message, I tend to listen a lot deeper than what most people do. You know, like he says, most people hear the drama and everything else, and that captures people's attention. But one of the things that I realized whenever I was listening to this brother, his thought process is way different than a lot of people. He's a critical thinker, right? So critically thinking means that you look past the surface. You're able to hear what somebody's saying, but understand that they're saying something else. And so he just really caught my attention, because I've been looking for other brothers that think like he thinks, that see the world the way that he sees the world. And I've been studying, researching, you know, for 20-some years in order to understand what's going on, you know, in this world, the plight that we have, not just as black people, but as people in general. And I know we have to be concerned with us as black people being able to, as I was telling the other brothers, being able to unite and come together. But some things we got to look past. We got to get over certain things in order for us to be able to move forward, right? And the biggest thing that holds us back is our thinking, our thought process. And these people know it. This is why they have think tanks. They got think tanks all, you know, where they sit down and they mastermind and they plan. It says that they do a diligent search about us. This is, think about it. The world runs nothing but ads, right? TV ads, cars, houses, all these different things. And what are they doing? They telling you that you need this to be somebody, right? And then what? Social media comes along. How does social media run? Social media is run and they make money from ads. Well, who's the biggest consumers? Who are they targeting? Us. Guess what? Why are they doing that? Because we've been so traumatized as a people from childhood, and those things have not been corrected. I hear Kwame talking about all the time, like, man, go get some therapy. Man, we all need therapy, right? Because you can't tell me you grow up in a home where there's abusiveness in the home, right? Or there's drunkenness, or there's drugs and things like that in the home as a young child, and that doesn't affect you later on in life. That doesn't affect you when you become a man, where it makes it hard and difficult for you to have a relationship with a woman. It makes you want to jump from this one to that one to this one, right? Because, why? Because you got some hurt and things inside of you that hadn't been dealt with.
Let me ask you something. You said that I heard you make a statement that you align yourself with a lot of the vision and a lot of the thought processes that Kwame Brown has when it comes to our people and the uprising of our people. A lot of politicians and a lot of clergy politically, you know, who create this agenda, they have given a lot of pushback towards Kwame for his initiative to be grassroots and on the front line. What do you see? What do you see? How can we bridge that gap so that message is conveyed where both sides understand it?
So where clergy and where these politicians understand it?
Correct. As well as, well, they can work with Kwame.
This is what we have to know and understand. These people were built and created for our destruction. So we're looking to the hand of our enemy to help us. They're not there. They're not here to help us. And guess what? I'll tell you what. You go back into, because I tend to mix facts and I pull things from the Bible and different things like that, right?
Okay.
So you go back into the book of Exodus 1 and 9. And there was when the children of Israel were in captivity, right?
Okay.
And they had a relationship with the old Pharaoh, and he had passed away, and the new Pharaoh comes up. He didn't have that same relationship.
Right.
You know, and so he steps on the scene and he says, who are all these people? He's like, oh, these are the children of Israel. He's like, well, there's a lot of them, and they growing in number and in population, and we need to do something about that. So guess what he did? Guess what he said? He said, we must deal wisely with them. So what did he do? And this is where we got to understand, because there's nothing new under the sun. Things just always repeat themselves. He said, this is how we're going to deal wisely with them. He said, we're going to take some of their own people and we're going to give them better positions. We're going to give them better food, better housing. We're going to give them all these different things, right? And so, therefore, they're going to get comfortable with that, and we can use them to help our mission, to help keep their people in check.
Whoa. Hold up. You just hit a whole nugget right there. So you're telling me that this higher clergy, black sheriffs, black congressmen, black judges, Brian Kemp is personally handpicking black females to be judges in the state of Georgia, to hold state court judges. He's personally handpicking them at the same time. So you're telling me that these black people that we're very going out voting for are the ones that are actually working this?
This is what Kwame talking about, the go along, get along gang, right?
Yeah.
You don't get to get in them positions unless you're going to do what we tell you to do. So it's way deeper than even, this is a spiritual battle, bro. This whole thing is spiritual. It's already been written. As Christ, how he was defeating the enemy, he was like, as it is written. We got to answer questions like that. It's already been written.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So you think you're going to the pastor for answers, but the pastor is in it for himself. Read Ezekiel, I think 34. It says that the shepherds feed themselves and clothe not the people. So Christ already had an issue with them back then. They building themselves up, and they take them from the people. And guess how they're able to do it? Because of the organization, because of the agreement that they have. They under that 501c3, right?
Yeah.
So there's benefits with that. Same as going back to Exodus, what I just said. You get benefits.
Okay.
So when you got benefits and you live in the life, do you want to give that up for
your people?
For your people? That takes some principles. That takes some foundation. And guess what? Your foundation has been ruined, remember, because we already said you've been traumatized.
Just inspire. What does that mean?
So my name is Justin, right?
Okay.
So you know how everybody's been given a gift, a talent, right? So one thing that I realized, and I'll put it like this: we all been sent here with a seed inside of us, right? So that seed is supposed to grow. Mark 8, it says, "I see men as trees." Well, what do trees do? Trees provide protection. Trees provide greenery so that it helps with the oxygen, chlorophyll and everything so that you can breathe. Yep. But what else does it do? It also produces fruit. So now, is that fruit for that particular tree? Or is that fruit for other people to come by and pick it and eat off of it?
That fruit is for other people to pick it and
to come by. And guess what? You got fig trees, you got apple trees, you got orange trees, you got pear trees, right? So all these different trees are producing certain types of fruit, and these certain types of fruit provide different types of nourishment, nutrients. So you that peach tree, I'm that apple tree.
Okay.
This young man, he needs what you got, and he needs what I got. But guess what? He a tree too. So this is where we got to understand when we say coming together, we've all been given gifts and talents. We all part of the body. We always try to separate one another, but we need each other. We need nourishment from one another. We don't need to tear one another down. So when I say just inspire, I know that the gift and the talent that has been given unto me is I have people that I can meet in the grocery store and they tell me their whole life, right? Well, I can tell you this, back when I was in college and everything else, a talent, a gift, there's a fine line where it can become a curse too, right?
Wow.
So when I was in college, I wasn't really using that gift and that talent for the right thing all the time, right?
Right.
So now, as I get older, I know and understand, man, that gift and talent has been given to me, not for me, but for everybody else that comes into my path and into my in my circle, right?
Right.
So what I want to do is, whenever I meet you and bro, and you start telling me about the things in your life, I need to have some answers for you. I need to have some answers for you, and I need to be able to speak to the greatness that's in you that you don't see in yourself, right? Because again, we've been traumatized. We don't look at ourselves, the way that other people see us. I tell people all the time, you go to the gym, most of the people in the gym working out, they there because they don't like themselves. Not just because they trying to lose weight and everything, because what happens is they lose weight, they get in shape and everything, and they still don't like themselves. So what is it? It's a root cause. There's a root problem. There's an underlying issue. And so we have to be able to speak to that root underlying issue. We got to have discernment, but we got to listen. We got to watch our brothers and sisters. This is why I say, when I listen to Kwame, I listen to him and I watch him, seeing things deeper. And this is what we have to do with one another. So when I say just inspire, I'm here to inspire my brothers and my sisters to greatness. I'm here to speak to that.